There's a buzz going on the Malaysian military forums this week about the Malaysian Army's plan to acquire a new SPH. After decades of waiting, looks like their quest will finally be over. Slovakian SPH BIA is said to be chosen to fill this role. Or is it? The selection is still a rumor at this point, and there's an objection against it from the army itself. Why? Let's find out in today's video. I talked about the BIA SPH for the Malaysian Army in my monthly news video back in September 2022. At that time, a Slovak think tank, Institute for Central Europe, said that Malaysia is negotiating the acquisition of 16 to 19 EVA SPH from a Slovakian company, Constructa Defense. According to them, the final specifics of the Malaysian purchase have yet to be finalized, and further details regarding production and potential licensing have not been revealed. Then, in early March this year, it was reported that the Malaysian Ministry of Finance had issued an LOI worth 805 million ringgit to a local company for the acquisition of BIA SPH for the army. However, this claim was denied by the Malaysian Defense Minister, saying that the proposal for the 155mm SPH for the army is still under consideration. The Malaysian Army also issued an objection letter about this decision because it's the opposite of the Army's Tender Committee recommendation, which selected French-made Caesar as it got the highest points during trials and BIA as the second choice. Talking to Jens at the DSA 2024 in Kuala Lumpur last May, the Malaysian Army chief said that they were still waiting for the government's approval to procure the system, and they may approve it by the end of 2024. And this week, although it's not confirmed yet, Malaysia's military community forums posted BIA SPH along with other upcoming procurements made by the MOD. The Malaysian Army doesn't have self-propelled gun artillery system in its arsenal. They only have towed howitzer like M102 and LG1 105mm howitzers, and then LG5 155mm, which is equipped with APU, enables it to move alone for a limited distance without its towing vehicle. Purchasing SPH could allow for the retirement of some towed system and significantly enhance the Malaysian Army Field Artillery Corps. The plan itself was announced back in 2010. However, according to Malaysian forums, the desire has existed since 1997. At least, there are 3 candidates I know competing in this bid, all in 6x6 configuration. Turkish company MKE offers Yavuz SPH mounted on a 6x6 man truck and integrated with FCS developed by Aselsan. Their offer also include a free tactical unmanned aerial vehicle or TUAV to be used in pair with the artillery system and make it more effective. Second is BIA SPH, also known as EVA M2, the new addition to a Slovak company Constructa Defense portfolio of 155mm gun artillery system. BIA is the only candidate with an automatic loading system, meaning the crew doesn't need to get out of the vehicle and expose themselves to danger to prepare the munition. Last on the list is Nexter Caesar from France. Nexter and its local partner Advanced Defense System or ADS have long been promoting the Caesar system to the Malaysian Army. Both companies also signed an MOU to allow ADS to assemble the Caesar in its facility should it be selected by the MOD. As I mentioned earlier, the Army chose Caesar as its preferred candidate and BIA as the second choice. But what makes the Army object to BIA? First, the Malaysian Army's requirement was for semi-automatic loading only. This means the crew is still needed to prepare the munition and the propellant, while the loading sequence is done by the gun's arms. The disadvantage of this system is the crew is exposed to danger outside. Meanwhile, the advantage, the system itself is lighter and less complicated than automatic ones. Second, BIA is above the weight required by the Army. Weighing at 27 tons, it can only be air transported by the Air Force A400M. This is a big deal because it affects how the Army will deploy this asset in an operation. The strategic nature of the A400M will also dictate where and how close BIA could be deployed to the front line. Lastly, as it is more complex, BIA price tag is naturally more expensive as well. This will add complexity to the procurement process, as higher prices means more funding must be secured, presumably requires diverting some budget from other procurement programs. Also important to note, BIA has just completed a series of critical tests several weeks ago. This includes the first live fire test to ensure the structural integrity of the system and performance evaluation on steep gradients and in various challenging environments. It will need more tests to be conducted before it's ready to enter the production line. This means if BIA is chosen, our Malaysian brothers still need to wait for much longer before they can buy one. Unlike Caesar, in which the production line is already up and running. Knowing this, no wonder the Malaysian Army prefers Caesar over BIA as their next SPH. What do you think of this development? Will the Malaysian Army choice win the SPH procurement program or BIA as the rumor says? Share with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.